Open it up for questions for Coach.
I guess with the struggles in the second half, especially on defense, I mean, does it feel like you guys won that game? What was the locker room like after?
Yeah, I mean, I think we know how hard winning is, and so we're not going to miss an opportunity to celebrate a win. But our stated goal for the season is to find our highest level as a team, and we certainly didn't do that. There's a lot of learning in this game. I felt like we had opportunities within the game to separate. Specifically, I thought we did a good job in the middle 8 minutes, scoring before half and scoring coming out after half. We need to generate a stop there on the next drive. I thought, on that particular drive, there were two really good plays made by Elon receivers that positioned them for that score. But there's going to be a lot there in the middle of the game where we had opportunities to distance ourselves, and a week ago we were able to do that. And it was the syncing up of all three phases that allowed for that. Tonight we weren't, and there's going to be a lot that goes into unpacking that. But we love learning from good results, and so I don't want to take that away from this team. This team fought for that. It wasn't pretty. Credit Elon, and then for me, it's just the game teaches us a lot, and we need to pay attention and find what that learning is so that we can progress and move forward.
What was your evaluation of Mike tonight?
Well, look, I mean, I think he set a school record for touchdowns. He's a playmaker, and I just I want him to find more consistency. There's more on the field for him, and it's about capitalizing on all the plays that are out there. But we love that he's on our side. As he goes, we go on offense. I thought there were times where he was magnificent. If he and Shep can sync up on a couple of those contested one-on-one balls, that's something we need to do. And I'm looking forward to seeing that chemistry build. But on the whole, I mean, again, I got to give a lot of credit to him. He had a nice performance tonight, and I think we're going to look at it and find areas for him to improve.
In the offseason, you talked a decent amount about being able to rotate players more defensively, and BJ was kind of giving up a lot of yards, a lot of plays there. Why stick with him?
Well, we don't rotate. That's not a statement of when a guy's not capable, we pull him out. What I want to see is that rotation happen ahead of time. And I expressed that disappointment to our staff. We've got a lot of good young players on our team, particularly that defense has a lot of guys that are ready to contribute. And it just felt to me like in the early going and in the middle, right at those points where we could have separated, we kind of defaulted to leaving our starters in a little long, and I think we wore down. And some of those one-on-one balls, I mean, again, the pass interferences, those aren't. I've watched BJ in practice every day in fall camp, and he, didn't see those habits, and part of that's just the wear and tear of the game. So I think that if we can get possessions for him early, and we're good enough to do this, that he can play cleaner late, because he's a good player. And we need to position him better than we did tonight.
What do you think was the issue with the passing defense in the second half specifically?
Well, they found space, and again, I want to credit them. We had some breakdowns, and I think the margins for us are so small that, in the first half, there's a 75-yard touchdown, which is just a matter of us not, playing half field at depth. We're not good enough yet to make those mistakes and not pay for them. In the second half, in terms of the passing defense, it was a combination of them finding space, them making plays on the ball. Again, I saw a double move that was a contested catch that, I was certain that our guy came down with the ball, but it was a nice play. And then, an inside fade on 3rd down and long that went for a touchdown, or excuse me, just set up a touchdown that was a one-handed catch. I mean, that's, there are going to be times that you're going to concede plays defensively. You have to step back into the fight, and I thought guys did that. Late in the game, like I said to Robbie, I felt like it was more. We lost our technique and we played out of character, and so we didn't play with an alpha mindset on the perimeter, and it just it showed up in penalties, and we can be better.
How big were those 2 4th down run stops? I think it was James and Clifton that had the plays on those, maybe.
They were huge, and again, look, I mean, I don't want to be Debbie Downer up here because God knows, but we're disappointed because we know that there's a better performance for us. But those plays are reflective of grit and determination. And for as hard as that 4th quarter was on our defense, and for as frustrating as it was, for those guys to dig in the reserves and make those stops, there's a lot of positive to take from that. What we desire as a program is, to make the plays ahead of those stops that keep us from those situations. And so, I was happy for the defense to step up. I was happy, for the defense to keep more points off the board. And I was proud of the way they responded in those situations.
What happened on the onside kick?
Well, Shep, he went up and got it. He's got to come down with it. I mean, we got to secure that one into our chest and hit the ground, and we practiced that. It looked to me like he took a shot and it dislodged the ball, and they were able to recover it before it went out of bounds. And we're going to look at that play. I mean, there may have been a chance to grab it earlier because I felt like it took a high hop early, but in the end, if the ball gets to Will, we feel good about him going up and get it. He's got to come down with it, and it's a chance for improvement. To miss on that recovery and come out with a positive result is a great opportunity for us to learn and grow.
It looked like you were unhappy with the 2 hits that Mike took. Did you have a problem with those? And then also, how do you weigh the reality that you could take some hits like that when you with designed runs over the course of the long season, as opposed to that's great offense, obviously.
I'm going to fight for my team, and I'm going to fight for my players, and I don't think that there was any malintent there, but it's important that we stand up for each other, and so I was going to do that. Look, we can't afford to not, put our best in the best possible situations, and that means that he's going to be running the ball, and I think if there's a place to be frustrated, it's the inability to separate to the point where we can get him out of the game, and there are opportunities to do that. And so I'd like to see us create some distance there, which we can do, and have the chance to play some other people. But that wasn't the case tonight, and we needed our best there at the end. And I respect the way that he continued to fight and continued to put himself in those situations because he's a fearless competitor.
Coach, early thoughts on the magnitude of the Wake Forest game and the chance to go 3-0 next week?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're happy to be 2-0 to have a chance to play this game, and I'm excited for our team. This is Wake Forest has become a standard bearer for winning through differentiation, and Dave Clawson, who's a friend of mine and I've got a ton of respect for, has built a great program there, and it's going to be a fun team to compete against, and I know our guys are going to be excited for that. We got to get healthy. We gotta see how many guys we can get ready to play, and then we got to grow a lot from tonight too, because there's too much that we left on that field. That certainly Wake will be set up to make us pay for that. But it'll be an exciting week for this program, and we're excited to play that game in our stadium.
How optimistic are you that you might be able to have some of the players who are out tonight back from injury by next week?
There will be some that will be available, and some, that will remain unavailable, and some of that is just, we gotta get them in tomorrow and see where they're at, But we'll certainly, I think there were a couple of guys that were right on the fringe of being able to play tonight. That we just made the decision in the end that we didn't want to put them in a bad position. There are others that are kind of longer, longer term, but we'll have some guys reinsert, and that'll be exciting.
Anything else?
What did you tell the team between the third and fourth quarter when you huddled them around?
I'm just trying to continue to message them and make sure they're capturing the moment and understanding, the magnitude of the situation and where we were. I wanted to make sure too, that we're mindful of the fact that, there's a lot of game left there to play, and just trying to inspire them to stay in that fight and to keep, playing with total effort. And that's something we did at the Hawaii game, and thought it appropriate to do it tonight again too. I think that you could argue that the results were mixed tonight, but that's what it's going to be. And for me, it's about having consistency in our program, consistency in messaging. The one thing that I know leaving the locker room tonight is our team is in lockstep. We see things the same. And so again, a lot of smiles, a lot of congratulations, a lot of high fives, but also an awareness that there's a lot left for us to do. And this is how the season goes, right? We play last week and we feel like, hey, we're one or two snaps away from having a really, really good game. We felt great about the distance we put between us and Hawaii. And here early in the season, we're still learning about our team. Tonight, we weren't able to sync up. We weren't able to put the distance between us and Elon, and we learned something through that. And so, the truth always lies somewhere in between, and I think progress is what we're going to mandate. We got to keep growing forward, and that's the fun of the journey of the season, is watching a team evolve through the experience of playing games. And so, we'll accept that challenge this week, and we'll look forward to playing a good team in Wake Forest.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
We'll have Ray Davis and Elijah McAllister in here shortly.
How'd you guys feel when it was all over with? I know you probably wanted it to be easier given the way you started, but it's still a win.
I think it was pretty exciting for the guys to just be able to get the W. But I think right now, we're going to celebrate this for the next couple of hours, but then, key in and tone in on Wake Forest. We got a big challenge coming up this week. So it's just about, again, just enjoying this for the next couple of hours, but then being able to focus, reset, and just be ready for what's coming next week.
What happened on that play where you looked like you got shaken up, and I guess, are you good? I know you came back into the game, obviously.
Yeah, no, I'm all good. It was just a little stinger here and there. The guy went pretty low, so, he just hit me pretty low. But, I'm all good. I was able to get back in and get a couple key first downs for the guys, and, that was about the most.
In the second quarter, when the offense kind of slowed down, what do you think happened there that wasn't working for you guys, and then what did you guys do to kick it back into high gear later in the game?
I think we just needed to reset. I think we need to just focus. I think we were just so excited with the lead and coming out the half and or coming out a couple possessions. I think we just need to reset, refocus, and understand that this is a long game. It's a long 60 minutes. It's a lot of ups and downs. And I think once we were able to get our composure, our leader Mike Wright came up and talked to everybody in the huddle and just told us to focus, ease in and just know that, this is just another game, and we can't be just too excited about what's going on. We got to be able to go out there and attack at every possession, and we know that not everything's going to be a score, but we got to be able to start chopping away and slowly getting better and better and focusing on our techniques and our operation. That's something that Coach Lynch and them hone in on us, is just hone in on our operation and stay focused to who we are.
Seemed like running room was kind of hard to find in the second half. What were you seeing from their front seven and just their defense on the whole, the way they aligned?
They started to change up a little bit. They were sitting in the Okie front, kind of also in the field under, but they switched up. They ended up starting to pack in the box. They put 8 in the box. I think they were pretty afraid of the run game, with Mike being a very dual threat and with our guys up front creating lanes. So once they kind of started to pack the box, it was kind of hard to find little stuff here and there. We were able to pick up 2-3 yards, and we'll get a couple big ones. But shout out to those guys up front. We wouldn't be where we were at today running the ball without the Grease Gang, and they did their job. And even the perimeter with Will and Gavin and Ben and Jaden, all those guys that did their 1 of 11. I think if we continue to do our 1 of 11, those big holes are going to open eventually. But yeah, they just kind of packed the box. But I think that didn't worry us too much. We were able to start chipping away later down the line.
Anything else for Rick?
Yeah. Knowing that a lot of the guys that typically get carries besides you were unavailable tonight, does that affect your approach at all, or do you feel any added pressure?
No, we have that next man up mentality. Having Chase and Coop ready and DP and all those guys after them. It hurts to not have Rocco and Cheeks out there, but I think for me, I just have to be a pretty good representation of our running back group, and to know that I'm a leader and I'm a senior, and I know that those boys are hurting to be out there, but I got to be able to put on for them. I got to be able to put on for our room, and if I got to take the workload of having that many carries there is, I'm going to do what I got to do. But best believe when they get back, everybody's going to shine. I can tell you that for sure. And I've said many times, and Rocco's a tremendous running back. Cheeks is a phenomenal running back, and the future's bright with Chase, man. Chase has showed last game that he's going to be able to run the ball and show y'all that he could be a very big asset for Vanderbilt down the line.
Thanks, Rick.
Appreciate you.
How you guys doing today? Good. Thank you.
The big fourth down stops you got, the fumble that you were a part of, how big and important were those plays and what you guys did tonight?
I mean, I think it's just a testament to how we train every single day. Those plays don't happen by somebody making an unworthy play. It's just us playing with total effort. And we train that every single day in practice, and it showed up on tape today. And that's kind of how those plays were able to happen.
What do you think was kind of the issue with the pass defense in the fourth quarter, and what do you think needs to kind of change going forward with that?
Yeah, I try to hold judgment until after I watch the tape. I think anytime a team, has some success against us, it's pretty much something that we're not doing the correct way. So I think we'll be able to look at that tomorrow with our coaching staff and kind of figure out what we can do better for this coming week.
Obviously, you were busy with defense on the sideline, but when you see Mike Wright do what he does tonight, how much fun is it maybe when you get a chance to see what he does on the field? 6 touchdowns tonight. How much fun is it to watch him work?
It's a beautiful thing to see. Honestly, it's just funny because it's not surprising to me. He does it every single day in practice. So to see him do it at Saturdays, I'm just so happy and blessed to be able to be a part of that on that same team and to allow him to showcase his talents is amazing.
Anything else for Elon? How big is this game coming up?
Same as every other game. Just another game, just another opponent. Our goal as a team is to play to the highest level, and that's what we'll do. We're trying to do every single week. It's just another week, honestly.
Appreciate it, Elon.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.